You are going to, after signing into Google, go to Google Classroom to get started on your Black History Month project. What you're going to do is once you get into your classroom and you click on the assignment, you're going to click on the assignment that says Black History Month project. Once you click on it, it's going to go to the page with your instructions. And it basically says your instructions are located inside the Google slide that is shared below. Be creative. Take this time to make yourself shine. Mine is below because I'm the instructor. Yours may be on the right-hand side. Either way, click on the Google slide presentation and it should have your name on there because it made a copy for you. So go ahead and click on it. Once it loads, it's going to take you to the main page with the directions. The directions say you will make a Black History research presentation about a famous African American. You will choose one of the following people to make your presentation about: George Washington Carver, Harriet Tubman, Wilma Rudolph, Frederick Douglass, Rosa Parks, Sarah Good, Thurgood Marshall, Robert Lawrence, Ruby Bridges, Barack Obama, Sojourner Truth, and Ralph Bunche. Now, of course, there are many, many more, but my list kept getting longer and longer, so I just stopped there. If there is somebody not on this list that you wish to research after I get done going over the requirements and the directions, then you may ask permission to do somebody that's not on the list. On the very next slide, there are some requirements listed. Make sure that you look back at this slide over and over while you are working to make sure you're getting full credit. The one thing that I accidentally left off the slide before I shared it with you is that your very first slide should have your person's name and your name as to who is writing this presentation. After you create that, then you need to have the birth date and death worth 10 possible points, the hometown worth 10 possible points, and by hometown, you may have an African American person that you are researching who was born in one city, but they actually grew up in another and consider another city their hometown. And that's okay, and you can tell us that in your presentation. The third thing you need in this section here is worth the most points are the contributions to our society. What is your person famous for? What did he or she do to help improve our society? Tell us some interesting things about your person. You can even give us some little silly facts or tidbits that you found. Somebody asked about giving their different signs and stuff for their birth and their zodiac signs. I think that is fine if you want to add that in there, as long as you make sure that you tell us why they're famous and what they did to help improve our society. That section is worth 40 possible points. Then images of your person are worth 20 points. And last, you need sources. That's also worth 20. By sources at your age, I just want you to have a slide at the very end of your presentation that when you are doing this, you can put where you found your information. Maybe you got it from biography.com and you put that on there, or you got it from the Britannica website. Just list that on that very last one. And then I put underneath it, you may have as many slides as you need. There is no minimum or maximum requirement. If you can get all of this information down on 5 slides and it looks fantastic with transitions and bright colors, fantastic, you're done. If it takes you more like 15 slides, okay, great, that's fabulous too. It is totally up to you. But I will tell you that I want to make sure that you are focusing on the contributions and the details and the information, your sources, your images. Take your time. This is not something you will finish today. On this third slide, I give you possible sources for your information. These are all hyperlinked, and I'll explain what that means in a minute. You have biography.com, Britannica, which is an online encyclopedia, nasa.gov. This one is for if you research. On my list, I have Robert Lawrence right here. Robert Lawrence was one of the first African-American astronauts, so his information will be found on nasa.gov. And I did put Google on there, but I put you must make sure you choose a source that can be trusted. Don't just go to Wikipedia and take everything for facts. Yes, Wikipedia can have some factual information, but it is a source that people can go on there and edit and change information. So you need to make sure that you are actually using trusted sites that you know are legit. Just giving you a heads up. All right, the fourth slide is where you will actually take and start your presentation. So on this, what you will do is I either choose to change my background or choose a theme. So either way works. So the themes are already pre-made. You can choose one, or you can go to background and you can actually add this to your theme. You can choose a different color. If you don't see a color you want, choose custom and choose it. You can also choose image, and under image, you can actually search for images, which is what I did with the one I have. So I just typed in chevron background, and I found one that I liked. So here's the one right here that I used, and I clicked on it. I chose select, and then I did add to theme. And by doing that, it made my entire theme based around that. So when I go to add a new slide now, up here by the plus, there's a triangle. All of mine fit that theme, which is pretty cool. So I can turn anything into my theme in the background. So let me actually add one that's got a title. And I'm going to pick it up and just slide it above number 4 because I want this one to be my first one. And I'm going to click and I'm going to add my title. So let's say I want to do Rosa Parks. Then my subtitle, I'm going to put my name. Why not? By April Bowen. Now that I've got my person, I'm going to go back. Before I add any information on slide number 5, I'm going to go to slide 3 and I'm going to click on the hyperlink. So by hyperlink, I mean click on the link and then a click. It'll open it up right here where I can click it and it will open it in a new tab. At the top of my screen, my other tab is still there, but I can go back and forth between the two. I'm going to click on the magnifying glass. And then I'm going to type in Rosa Parks. I'm going to hit the magnifying glass again. And it's going to pull up some information about Rosa Parks. As it loads, and it may take a minute to load, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find. It does give me a little 2-minute video on Rosa Parks. I'm actually going to go down and I'm going to read the one that says person. It's not a video, and it's actually going to give me very detailed information about her life and different events and stuff that Rosa Parks was involved in, as well as when she was born and when she died. Underneath her image, I noticed that it gives me quick facts, and right here it tells me her birth date and her death. So I'm going to go back to my project. I'm going to go to my 5th slide. I want to insert a text box. I'm going to insert it here, and I'm going to change my font size. I want this to be quite large. I want to bold it, and I'm going to label it Rosa's birth date and death. And I'm going to add another box. I want another one underneath it. And I'm going to put her information. And I want this one large, but not quite as large. So we're going to do 24. Rosa Parks was born on February. Let me go back and double check my dates, make sure I'm accurate. 4th, 1913, and died on October, I believe it said 24th, but let me double check. 24th, yep, 2005. And then I'm going to go up to insert and click on image and go to search the web, just like I did with my memes. And I'm going to find an image of Rosa Parks. And I want to use this image right here. So I'm just going to click and drag it over. And I will probably have to shrink it down. Oh, this one's already shrunk, so I actually want to make it a little bit larger. So I'm just going to click and drag the corners to make it bigger. But when I do that, it covers this up right here. So I'm actually going to take my box and I'm going to shrink it over, stretch it a little bit. I want to highlight and make this bold to make it darker. I want to move this over just a smidge so I can read it good. And that's what I want on that page. Now in the background, I can choose, if I can't see behind this, I can actually put a little soft image underneath, so I can color underneath it by hitting the paint bucket. And I can choose a color. Let's say that I want this color right here. I can choose that. I can even, when I choose it, you've got gradient. Under solid, you can edit the theme. You can do a custom theme where you change the transparency where you can kind of see through it. And see, it just puts a little bit of a box back there, but it's not, but you still can see the image in the background. And that adds it a little bit more, and that makes it a little easier maybe to read, just to cause my letters to pop out just a little bit. And that's what you're going to work on for the next several minutes after typing. And you're going to continue to work throughout the class period. And then the next class period, I will actually show you how now you can add some image or some audio to your presentation when you're done. And I will show you a source that has royalty-free audio that we can use that's okay for us to download and upload into our presentations. So have fun and be creative.